Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, or indeed lucky enough to be doing it. I don't do it as well as the person that I'm actually going to be
Uh,
featuring on the channel. Bushka, could you do your intro for us, please?
oh, mate, be my pleasure. Well, hello there, humans of his earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And whoever you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. I hope you're red hot and raving as million rigs are today. We're absolutely red hot and, as mentioned, raving. How you going, mate?
All right, doing good, doing good. Very, very excited. We were finally able to get this.
Yeah.
Other sides of the planet, we're always on different time schedules, so I'm so glad. For those of you that don't know, we are with the legend, the Thunder from Down Under, Bushka. And last I checked, guys, I'm sure the majority of you watching this are already subbed. If you are not, he is just about 10,000 subscribers away from the big 100,000. So I'll leave a card up at the top and, of course, a link to his channel down in the description. We're going to be picking his brain, asking him all kinds of questions. So I want you to sit back, relax. And Bushka, in case anyone's watching that does not know who you are or anything about you, just a quick little intro about yourself before we get this cracking.
Oh, mate, I'm a Tauran. I like outdoor sports, long, windy walks. I like sharing my feelings and basically, just talking a lot about online gaming. That's where I'm at.
Absolutely. Long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, we're going to jump into this. No soft stuff. We're going to dive right in. We're going to start off with the very first question. Bushka, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. So, okay, we all know you're a big FPP guy. Um, and I wanted to ask, FPP at one time was the most played perspective, hands down. If you were playing TPP, you were called a noob. I mean, it was almost as if you were shunned if you were playing TPP. That's how big FPP was at one time in this game. Now it's the least. What went wrong, and how can we fix it if it's even possible?
I don't think FPP was ever the most played, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it that needs to be fixed. I just think it's a cause and effect thing. People love TPP because it's an easier game to play. You can see your outfits, you can see
That's
all
what I
those
was about
kind
to
of
say.
things.
That's exactly what I was just
Yeah,
about to say.
yeah,
So,
but
what do you
yeah.
think, in your opinion, what do you think PUBG could do, at least on aside from the PC platform, specifically talking about the mobile platform? Is there something that can be done that you think will encourage more people to play
Oh,
FPP, or do you
absolutely.
think it's just a watch? What do you think they can
I
do?
think I think what they can do is they've done a couple of things already. They've certainly tightened up the way the queues work. There's less bots and things that seem to be occurring, and you're getting more real players. And there's a huge variance in FPP when you play. You'll get conquerors in platinum lobbies and stuff because there's
Right.
just not enough people, right?
And you
So
see a lot of the same people every single
yeah,
game.
you do. You jump
Yep.
in the plane, yeah, and everyone's being so friendly to you, and it's like, gee, it's great to be part of this community. People are lovely, um, and that's one thing they've done. The other thing I suggested ages ago to Ocho was, why the hell is hardcore mode TPP? Like, why isn't hardcore mode FPP? Imagine that, a mode where you can't third-party peek. There are no hit markers on the map. You have to manually control everything. That's hardcore mode. What we have at the moment is pretend hardcore mode.
So, do you think if PUBG put on an official, worldwide tournament, but as opposed to a TPP only perspective, and did something similar to like ESL does, which is FPP, do you think that would promote or encourage people to play more FPP if they put, $5 million on the line type thing?
Yeah, but here's the thing, man, and I've got to say this. Like, I am a little bit of a a fragile artist like this. I carry on and I pontificate, and I've got the ivory tower about snaking and TPP and everything. But we would not have this game if TPP didn't exist, because the real explosion in PUBG Mobile is TPP. It's always been TPP. People buy skins. People buy. I mean, there's people out there who's literally like, have a look at PB. His channel, the biggest views on his channel are opening crates for outfits and things. People love that stuff. I mean,
Right.
that brings in dollars. That pays for the developers. It pays for the onlines. It pays for everything. And to try and promote FPP, I'm an FPP player. Do you know how often I give a rat's ass about a skin? Like, I just don't care.
No, right, 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 right.
Yeah, like I just don't care. I've got one outfit that I wear all the. I've got thousands of freaking outfits over the years.
The crow outfit, of course.
But I just wear the crow outfit because
Right.
it's my outfit, and then I just worry about gun skins, and you know it's too expensive to try and get gun skins. Like I do it, but for most people, it's not their job. And so FPP doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't pay the bills.
Which is, we all know you're very vocal regarding your opinion on third person and the passive gameplay that's commonly associated with it. However, I will say this, because I do watch pretty much every single one of your videos. However, in Season 11, myself and many others noticed you were playing a lot more TPP. I want to know why, and has your opinion changed on it at all? I know we touched on a lot of it without even trying, but just briefly, I noticed you played more Season 11 in TPP than in the past seasons. I'm more curious, if anything.
People forget too. I've been ace a bunch of times on the Asia server in TPP. Like it's not a rare thing for me. But the reason this season particularly I've gone back to it, well, there's two reasons really. One of them is the hacking on the FPP queue has been horrific. I've made a bunch of videos on it,
and we're going to get into hacking later as well. But go on.
Yeah, but it's been particularly noticeable on the FPP queue, and there's reasons for that, specific reasons for it, which I'll maybe touch on later. And the other one is that the playstyle in FPP, has become quite a little bit more passive in solos. You're getting an awful lot of guys and girls who will sit in a house and lie down on the top balcony of like a 2-stack in Pachinki. And this has happened to me a bunch of times, not just in Pachinki. And you are looting away because you've cleared compounds and everything. And they are just lying stock still on a balcony, waiting for you to turn up, and then you're dead.
And they're not making a sound. Like you have no idea they're even there.
No,
wow.
They don't move. They don't. Oh man, it's happened that many times this season. And it's the first time that I've found that in FPP. Now, they don't always win, but you're coming across this kind of thing a lot. The gameplay, particularly in the solos queue, has become riddled with people teaming up, people hacking, and people who are just desperate for the rating and are doing everything they can. The fact that everyone's got good now has made it that you can't solo squad, and that's what I used to do in FPP. I would just solo squad all day long. Massive games, huge gunfights, lots and lots of fun. And PMCO has done this. Hats off to PUBG Mobile. They've done an excellent job, and they've been incredibly successful in what is a relative graveyard for mobile gaming. PUBG Mobile has, and the fact that they've managed to do that has educated their own player base to the point where now if you drop solo squad in FPP, you will generally get rinsed. It is very difficult to take the gunfights you used to take, where you could waltz through 10 people or 14 people on a boot camp hot drop, not the least of which because they're all on comms now, they're all talking, they're 4-man squad pushing, they are constantly overlooking. Every time you get a knock, smoke goes down. The whole level of the gameplay in the player base itself has gone up. And hat tip to all you guys and girls out there and everyone who's watching Rigsy's channel, and they should understand that the game now is much harder than it was when we first started playing it. The state of the nation for PUBG Mobile is excellent in terms of player engagement. A lot of people get frustrated, but I feel too that's a sign of passion. When you are watching the games and you see people hacking or people exploiting game mechanics and things or bugs, and everyone's blowing up at it, you look at that and you're like, people really give a crap.
Yeah,
like,
they get upset. Absolutely.
They are really frustrated at it. Yeah. So it's not that easy now. And I think that's a really important part of it. You know, like the fact that the player base has just got so much better that you can't just treat them lightly. You can't, means my gameplay's improved. Like I've actually had to really work hard this season. And that is also something I wanted to go back and play TPP and prove to myself that I was capable of doing that. I get enough aggro in the chat from people. Try that on the Asia server. I'm like, where?
We all get it in our comment sections for all YouTubers.
But I'm on the Asia server. It's all I play is the Asia server.
Right.
And I think that Australia is somewhere up to the left of North America. Like, just because I'm old, fat, and white doesn't mean that I'm up there in the middle of the world, mate. I'm down south. I'm further south than the rest of you grubs. Asia is my hometown.
Okay, so this is probably the most important question of the entire interview.
Mm-hmm.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, the egg, mate. Always the egg. There's a
Always
big
the
bag,
egg.
a bunch of eggs popped out, and then some chickens rolled on from there. It was lovely.
Okay. All right. So, all right, here we go. We're going to talk a little bit about hacking and what PUBG Mobile. Obviously, Ray Charles can see that PUBG is really trying to push for this hacking and getting rid of them. So, with the new beefed up detection system, we have the death cam that was just added in this new update, the report button, all that good stuff. What do you think Tencent can do? Or what else they can do, in your opinion, to combat hackers? What else can they do?
Look, I just, and this is a subject that's had a lot of chat. Like, this has had a lot of chat. And I think it's safe to say that you and I have had more insight into this than most people in the community, having talked to Ocho about it, having been involved with a lot of these incidents and accidents about hacking. And there's just no easy way of saying this, but people are wankers and it's never going to stop. Every game I've ever played has had these kind of people in them. I say people, okay, let's just run through some common stuff. Ban their device. Well, guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but the device that they're using isn't the device you think they're using, because their MAC address and everything, if you think they're hacking, why do you think they're giving you their real device number? Like, why do you think that's happening? So if they're paying for hacks, they've got an IP spoofer is in there. It'll be a fake MAC address. You ban the device, you're banning someone that's not hacking, right?
Well, and then you also have real quick, and then you also have where people are spectating their own accounts, but they're actually using a computer to spec. You know what I mean? And this is no like secret stuff. This is out there, you guys.
Oh,
But, people are spectating like from their PC. So, and then that gets to the complication of, well, is that a device? The detection. I mean, it just gets it just turning a molehill into a mountain. It gets very, very deep.
It's why the biggest issue, and I've done a video on this before, the biggest issue for me with hacking isn't just that it ruins the game when someone kills you illegally. It's that it causes such tremendous amounts of suspicion and erodes the trust of PUBG Mobile, which strikes right at the heart of their business model. Because if you don't believe in the game, if you get frustrated with the game, if you think you're dying to hackers and no one's listening to you, then you don't buy things anymore, and there is no turnover and no revenue. And I don't think we're anywhere near that now, but that's a lot of what they're doing is PR, and it has to be, because they need to be seen to be active. Right. Otherwise, they will lose players. That's why this is all coming about. They don't want to lose more players.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and just to segue into the next one, and I do think, I mean, there's no way someone can ignore that PUBG is addressing these issues. Tencent's listening. They're constantly adding and reminding us, like, hey, we're here. We're doing we're doing our best. Okay, next one.
Go ahead. In a public place, I still don't have the freaking band pen. I've had that many people banned, and I don't have the band pen. Where is my band pen?
If Tencent's watching us, if they've made it this far, we need our band pens. No one's got rid of more hackers than these two guys right here.
What about a band pen?
But I've seen other people with it. I'm like, how?
Ouija, my mate's got a band pen. He always, he got my band pen avatar. Bushka, where's your band pen?
Okay, so, this is a good one, especially since you're good with the weapons and the numbers and the stats and all these good things. I want to dive into the mind of this question, because we know you wield a lot of weapons, okay?
Yeah.
What is your absolute number one favorite loadout, and tell me why? Absolute, primary,
14,
and secondary.
AWM. Mark 14 and AWM. Like, you can't beat that.
Nasty. That's
Mark
nasty.
14 it's...
I know you did a video on that loadout as well. I was just curious if... Okay.
It's really interesting to me that one of the things that frustrates me the most as a YouTuber is that I make content sometimes that I feel is very, very valuable to new players, but they don't see it. And what they do see is just endless compilations of 6x sprays, like with an M416. And we all know that works. But the fact that I go up to crates still, and there are all the armor's gone, and there's a Mark 14 sitting in the crate. Like, the gun is incredible. And then you've got the AUM, which is just stupid. Like, I was running around last night, and I was endgame, and I switched out a vest to a level 1 vest. And someone shot me in the chest with an AUM, and I just went down, because it'll clear a level 1 vest. It does 109 damage to a level 1 vest. Like, it's just hilarious. So
I know you've already touched on it, but one thing I would just like to add to it is the number one. Even that's why we'll even check dead crates when we're playing duos or squads. You know, where you see all the armor, the level 2 armor left on the ground surrounding a crate, and we'll say, "Hey, let's check this crate. There might be a Mark 14 in it," because, like you said, for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe they didn't get a gun skin for it. I don't know what it is. But without a doubt, that is the number one most weapon left in a crate.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see how the shotgun does, the new airdrop crate weapon. But the Mark 14, without a doubt, is number one left in crates, which is insane.
Yeah, it's silly.
So, okay, what is your favorite map? And briefly tell us why it's your favorite map.
Miramar, because I love bolt-action sniper rifles. And Miramar is the king of the bolt-action sniper rifle. I played nearly all my games this season in TPP squads on Miramar. When I solo squad, I'm happy to go on Miramar because it's got such a huge field of view. People can't hide on that map, so you generally will get a legitimate gunfight, whereas on Sanhok particularly, Erangel to a pretty much large extent, and even Vikendi, you will get a whole lot of super passive gameplay. Miramar doesn't really allow that. If you have gullies and depressions and ridge lines and things, you can work your way into a position where you can actually put shots in, and you can. I mean, it's a hard map at times. It's very harsh, but it's also the map that is the most honest for me. Erangel and everything else, there is certainly pros and cons to all of it. But Miramar is one of those ones, and I guess it harkens back to my FPP roots, where you just want to have a gunfight. Miramar, it's very hard to hide. You can't just, if you're in trouble, lie down like that. And the funny thing is, when the season starts and all the players start in the same kind of, all the TPP players start, you can see the guys that aren't really good at the game or have only really played one season, they've played predominantly Erangel. You'll see them in Miramar, they'll start getting shot, not just lie down. And you're like, mate, there's no grass
That's
here.
not going to do anything for you.
You've
you
not
idiot.
Finished. Yeah. But I see that so often. Yeah, that's Miramar for sure. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'll just shut up. Good.
What's one thing about you that nobody knows?
I think we've already blown the fact that I'm an Australian, that actually Australia is in Asia. I mean, or Oceania at least. I think we've blown that fact. I mean, I was born in London, Middlesex. Mum and Dad were on their way around the world. I think you wouldn't be able to spot it from the accent. I'm pretty much Ridgy-Dig Australian. But yeah, I've got the double passport. If I'm absolutely desperate, I can go and be Brexited with the rest of the world and on the island just to the left of Francais. Yeah, no, that's something probably most people don't realize.
I had no idea. Nice. Okay. I did want to ask you one thing. Of course, being from Australia, we see a lot of people and a lot of great content creators. We have Fitz, Her Gaming, also two big Australian content creators, and there's a lot of commotion, like on Twitter and some of the other socials, regarding an Oceania server. Yeah. And a lot of complaints, rightful complaints, but the issue with ping. What do you think about an Oceania server? I already have an idea. I know what you're going to say, but touch real quickly on the Oceania server. And if not, what can someone do, if anything, to, get better ping? Because it's not something you seem, again, I watch probably 90% of your videos. It's not something you usually touch on a lot, where you're complaining about your ping. I'm just kind of curious what your stance is on that.
Look, I think it's a pipe dream. I've been involved in a lot of games that have had Oceania servers installed, and it's always been an absolute cluster F. It never works. The reason being is because
player base, right?
Yeah, the player base it's not existent. Like this is the very epitome of uptown problems, baby. Like, oh my God, my 12.9-inch early adopter iPad Pro can't dominate because of my 120 ping. Like, it's just, you know,
First
I'm
world
coming
problems.
from, a really good position where my wife has a good job. I've been working full-time in gaming for ages. I have a studio. I've got an iMac. I've got all this stuff. But God damn it, my ping's holding me back from being a PMCO pro. Like, not enough people for the Oceania server. And we should stop asking for it, because all that will happen is you'll end up with a ghost town. No one will play there. You'll be in queues for
And then
20
your
minutes.
queues, I was thinking about queues, player base, all that.
And
all that good stuff.
it'll actually erode the value of the game itself. Like, you'll just have less players playing on the Asia server, and it'll be a small amount because it's New Zealanders and Australians. But I mean, Japan has its own server, and you can go on there, and there's nowhere near as many people as there are from Japan who are on the Asia server, and they've got a bigger player base than we do. And I just also like to address that one more time. If I hear one more idiot get in the thing saying, real people play on phones, could you tell me what a phone is? Is it the little iPhone 5 that some kid's playing on? Is it the giant Samsung tablet that, when you try and put it in your pocket, starts ripping your ball sack? Like, which kind of a screen do you consider a phone? And the idea that PUBG Mobile use phones at tournaments because it's more of an equitable playing field is ludicrous. PUBG Mobile uses a product that their sponsor provides. You think that Samsung and those guys don't pay massive amounts of cash for the right to sponsor a tournament and provide the phones for that tournament? Do you think that there is an accident that the chairs have a brand name across the back of them, that they only have particular drink bottles on the tables with the label facing the camera? None of this is an accident. Stop pretending that the world is all about being fair. It's about making money. That's why this game exists.
It's money. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Okay, so you guys, like I said at the very beginning, if you haven't done so already, please, like I said, we got the cards at the top. We have the description in the bottom. We're going to get Bushka. We're going to do our part to get Bushka to 100,000 subscribers. Guys, we got to get you that silver play button. I want to see that video. I want to see your reaction. It's just at this point, Bushka, it's just a matter of time. That's all it is. But without a doubt, thank you so much for your time, your insight.
Thanks for having me, man. You're a champion, a treasure, a public treasure to the PUBG Mobile community, especially from that North American section. And I think it's well overdue that you should be able to do this thing full time as well, amigo. There should be ripping and tearing in there day in, day out.
I'm absolutely trying my best, but without a doubt, your insight, getting into the mind, deep into the mind of Bushka, it's been absolutely a blast. We're going to get some games in together. I know so many people, almost every single video, there's someone that pops in there, play with Bushka, get a game with Bushka. When I pop into the live streams, it's going to happen, you guys. Just wait and see. But again, thanks so much for your time, and hopefully we can do this again in the near future. Amazing.
Rock on, mate. And as always, stay safe out there on the battlefield.